Hey guys, Todd James back. So I've been prefacing all these videos over the last few days with the caveat that I'm doing these videos in response to just a pretty significant number of questions I've gotten over the last few weeks, and responding in video form is a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient. So I'm just trying to give you some, quick information that you can act on. I know these are not beautifully edited videos. In fact, my intention is not to edit them at all because I'm busy right now. This is a busy time of year for me. But by the same token, I don't want to leave questions unanswered. And it's not a seasonal thing, but there is a question that comes up. Excuse me. There's a question that comes up all the time from people that think or who have a desire to produce a product. I started to say they think they have a product that's going to be a world changer. And, good for you if you think that. Who knows, you might be right, but you're probably not. And I'm not trying to dampen your enthusiasm. I'm not trying to diminish what your ideas are in any way, shape, or form. I have no idea what product that you have in mind is. I don't know what your background is in developing products. I will tell you this. I have helped, I'm going to say roughly 100 people develop a product from scratch. We're talking blank sheet of paper, nothing like it in the world, a truly unique product. I'm not judging them on what value I think the product has to me, because there's some products that I've helped develop that were just so far outside my realm of living that I just couldn't imagine myself ever using a product like this. But in theory, they've done the background work. They know there's demand for it. They know there's a market out there that's just dying to get this product. But here's the kicker. With that said, of these roughly 100 people, I know exactly 2 that ever took their product to market. And I don't believe that either one of those products was highly successful. So here's the thing. When you're talking about developing a new product, if you have something, and I'm just throwing this out there, this is ridiculous, but just work with me. If you have something like, say, an iPod and that you have in your head, there's never been anything like it, a digital streaming device that can handle video and audio. You can put it in your pocket. It's a little tiny thing. Put it in your pocket. Wear it on an armband. It's great for the gym. Great for jogging. No one's ever heard of anything like this before. If you have something like that in your mind and you want to build it, first of all, there are many, many, many more steps in that process of designing it, getting the parts manufactured, getting those parts assembled, getting it put into a retail type package, and then getting that into the marketplace. The pre-market expense for some products, for a lot of products, can run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. It just depends on how many parts you have, where those parts are sourced from. And truthfully, they're going to be sourced from China for the most part. Maybe some from Vietnam, maybe some from India, maybe some from Taiwan. But more than likely, if you're watching this video, ultimately you're going to find that your product is going to be sourced in China. The Chinese people and the structure they have over there in terms of manufacturing is entirely different. It's on a different planet than what we have here in the U.S. now. A good manufacturer can take the entire project under their wing and work on that project with little or no cost to you in terms of just the project management part of it. But in terms of making the tools and dies that you would need in order to manufacture, you'll still pay for those. And those parts are critical. You can't get along without it. You'll still have a variety of things from an administrative standpoint that are going to cost you money. If it's a truly unique item, you'll want to get a patent on it. You'll probably want to do a trademark of some sort. That's going to cost you money and take you time. And then the biggest expense, if you're launching something into the marketplace has never seen, they have no expense. You've got to spend a fortune on advertising to get that out into the marketplace. Even if you're really, really good at marketing and have really just laser focused marketing in order to get a foothold and just blow into the marketplace in a highly successful way. It's going to be enormously expensive, and it's beyond the means of almost anyone, unless you're truly tremendously wealthy. You could be looking. I don't think you could even remotely hope to have a successful launch of even a fairly minimal product for less than maybe $100,000. And again, the more complex the product, the more difficult the market would be to reach, the longer it's going to take it to come to market. You could easily be looking at $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, easily. Excuse me, there are bugs out here. So before you sink your whole heart and your life, and hopefully not sink your life savings and your retirement funds or your kids' college funds into something like this, you really need to just do the legwork and do the non-glamorous part of this, which may take you weeks to really nail down the numbers, see what it is that you're up against, and see if you literally have the capacity to move forward with it. Now, and honestly, my advice to most people, I mean almost everyone, would be don't do it. Find an existing product that is close to what you're looking for. Have that product modified in some way to maybe make it more suitable for the specific need that you envision. Do some test marketing with a very low MOQ. Maybe you order 500 with this new design that you have in mind, and that way you can ease yourself into the market. And if that modified version of an existing product works, you have sunk relatively little into it, and you've proven that your market exists now. So the input you get is really extremely valuable. And while it may extend out the development time of your original intended product, having this experience under your belt will actually make the whole development project move much more smoothly once you're ready to move forward and once you have the funds to move forward. But again, my most basic, most simple advice is don't do it. Now, I know that sounds really negative, so I want to give you an out, and the out is this. There is a phrase that many people have heard, but almost no one understands, and it's called the greater fool. And it refers to someone, maybe like yourself, who has this idea, and this idea is keeping them awake at night. They are convinced it's a world beater. They just can't sleep. They can't get through their day without thinking about this idea. And against all odds and against all outside advice, they move forward with this idea. They are willing to literally put their life on the line and sacrifice anything, their mental health, their physical health, their financial health, in order to make this work. And if they're right, people will look back at them when they're standing at this pinnacle of success, having launched this amazing product, and say, hey, they were the greater fool. When everyone called them a fool, they saw opportunity where no one else saw opportunity. They stepped in, were willing to undertake a tremendous amount of adversity and muddle through it, and now look at them, look at where they are. And there is no better example of the greater fool than probably Steve Jobs, who is credited with creating the iPhone, the iPad, the iPod, and the Macintosh computer, the Apple computer, you name it. He was the biggest fool of all, and maybe you're the biggest fool as well. But just know what you're getting into before you are basically potentially sacrificing your financial well-being, not only now but for the future. But if you're right, you're right. And like the saying goes these days, well, if you know, you know. And if you've got to do it, then good luck to you. I'm going to make a few videos here over the next day or two telling you actually how to go about making this product. If you're that fool and you want to develop a product from scratch, I'm going to simplify the process to the greatest degree possible and outline that process to you in a set of videos. So if you haven't done so already, hit like and subscribe. Be sure to catch these upcoming videos, and that's all I know. We'll talk to you later.